And it's on. Well, good morning, Shelly. How are you today?
Doing very well, Valerie. Thank you. How are you?
Good, I'm doing well. Thank you for coming today to visit with me. So I was kind of thinking if we should discuss about maybe some type of health changes possibly or adjustments that you would like to do. Would that
I
be okay
think,
with you?
yeah, I think that would be great. It's been something on my mind lately.
Oh, perfect. So perfect timing then.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I'll let you take the floor from here. You want to kind of start talking to me a little bit about what's going on and how you would like to make that change, if that?
Sure. I've been a yo-yo dieter my whole life. I was really thin up until junior high, and then after that, I've gone up and down and up and down. And I was always really confused about why I could achieve in every other aspect of my life, and then I just couldn't maintain a weight. So about a year and a half ago, I stumbled onto an eating program that's really working for me that helped me understand that my brain responds to processed foods in a way that causes me to eat more processed foods. So I've sort of cut those out. So over about the last year and a half, I've dropped about 45 pounds and am able to keep it off now. And the healthier I've gotten, the more healthier I want to be. So that's kind of my motivation, I guess.
Well, that's amazing, Shelley, that you dropped that many pounds. That is really amazing.
Yeah.
And pretty much from this, would you say it would be a regimen, a diet? What would you call that?
Um, I just, I guess, call it my choices that I make. And it's basically eating just 3 meals a day. And it started off with bounded quantities of each, like protein and carbs and whatever. And what I'm contemplating doing now, and I'm kind of dabbling with now, is just eating whole food, plant based, and not worrying so much about the quantities piece of things. Eat to satisfaction, and hopefully my brain won't be triggered because I'm not eating those processed foods. But it's sort of a work in progress. And one of the changes that will come with that is I've always been a meat eater. And so I'm trying to readjust what I know about food to ultimately, I'd like to entirely eliminate meat. But that's just a kind of a big step.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say that you want to make that transition of basically eliminating meat, but at this time you're
Mm-hmm.
not doing so. But you're doing some other great pieces too, getting to that piece of the puzzle. That is very
Mm-hmm.
great.
And I actually hadn't had any meat for about 2.5 weeks, and it was really pretty simple. And I have guests at my house camping this weekend. And last night, my brother in law, who's a magnificent barbecuer, barbecued up some pork chops. And part of my intention is because of ethical. I'm a real animal lover, and I've always felt not very congruous by eating animals.
Okay.
But last night I looked at the pork chops and I appreciated that he had done them and they looked wonderful. And so I had a pork chop. So then I'm kind of going, well, how committed am I to this change then?
Yeah. Actually, let's talk about that. How committed are you? Like you stated, one through 10, what would you rate that? 10 as being you're really committed, and one being that you haven't even started that journey yet.
I guess I would say probably a 6, because I've really taken some pretty good steps towards it. But I'm trying to decide, I guess, do I want to eat it just a little bit? Do I not want to eat it at all? Under what circumstances and why? So I definitely am eating much less than I did. I know that for sure. I'm just not so certain what my end game will be yet.
Okay. And have you thought about maybe doing it as you go, just kind of like you're stating little by little, eliminating if that's your main goal, is to eventually eliminate that meat?
Mm-hmm. I think so. And for some reason, 90% of the time is what keeps sticking in my mind,
Okay.
as acceptable for now. Um, so I guess I'm kind of going with, 9 times out of 10, I'll choose not to have meat. But if that 1 time out of 10 meat is available and I decide that at that point I would eat it, then that fits my health goal. I'm not so sure about my ethical goal. So I think that's where the rub is right now, and how I'm not quite sure what my final outcome will be from this. If I'll become primarily a non-meat eater because of the ethical obligation, because it's a step higher in my estimation than my health.
Wow, great. So would you say that that's a big piece of the puzzle right now with changing this health change, is that you're already doing it, you're already implementing everything, and now you're just kind of to that plateau piece of the meat section of trying to figure out, do I really want to pursue this to the full extent, or am I content where I'm at currently? Yeah, I'm lost this much.
Absolutely.
Weight. Yeah.
And I'm feeling good, and I'm off all my medications, and my blood pressure is normal, and I mean everything. And I'm turning 55 this year, so it's a good time to like get my health in order so I can be healthy in my later years. So I think I've sort of achieved the level of eating for my health, but I really do wonder about that next step in relation to just choosing not to eat animals.
Okay.
And I just don't know right now.
Okay, well that's great, Shelly. That is great planning there. So, if you don't mind, I can recap kind of what we're talking about and make sure that you have a plan of where you want to go, and see if we kind of answer that today. Would that be okay?
That'd be great.
Okay.
That'd be great. That would help my thinking.
Oh, perfect. So when you first initially came in today, you talked about how you were comparing your life from now to when you were younger. And regarding your eating habits and the change that you've changed, your lifestyle changed in regards to eating. And you've kind of lost, I believe you stated 45, is that correct? 45 pounds. That's really great. On this lifestyle change, and you're currently in the pickle between trying to figure out if you want to completely eliminate meat right now, or kind of continue where you are, which you've gotten positive results thus far.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you kind of want to continue this journey, and that's kind of the hurdle that you're trying to jump over at this time. Is that correct?
Yep, now, you got it.
Could you tell me maybe one or two things that you think of right now that could probably help you jump over that hurdle?
One thing I've been avoiding is, I know there are documentaries that show how animals are treated, and I've been avoiding them, partly because I think it would take away my last excuse, and because I hate seeing animals hurt. But in my mind, I know if I saw the way they were treated, it would eliminate the option to eat it, and I've been holding off not doing that. So I think that's probably a next step for me, to just really secure that decision making in my mind, is to quit avoiding the reality and pretending, and get real with it. So I think that'll be my next step.
Okay, so then let's make that our focus then for our next visit. Is that let's see if you're able to make that time to be able to review those videos. Let me know. We'll talk about how you feel and how you felt after reviewing those videos. Would that be okay with you?
Thank you. I think that'll be very helpful, knowing I'll have that support. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Great, you're welcome. Well, again, any other questions before we leave today?
I think that was great. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Shelly. All right. We are good.